Hi everyone, welcome to today's trade of the day. And for today's trade of the day, we'll be focusing on Euro Yen. Right? Why I picked this pair is because out of all the pairs that I've scanned through, this pair seems to offer the nicest setup on the 4-hour chart. Alright, with that, let's dive into the charts and take a look by starting off with the daily. Now we actually see that price has sort of drifted lower and reversed at this point before pushing higher. Now, why did price reverse at this point where there's seemingly no, if you look to the left, there's seemingly no reference, no lines of support? Very simple, is because if we were to look at this entire movement, right, yes, it's a downtrend, but this middle wave, this middle zigzag portion actually provides the structure as to why price reversed at this level. Okay, so if we take this point and to this high point, sort of a huge zigzag, okay, we realize that this level here reversed right at a key Fibonacci extension level. As such, point 1, point 2, point 3, and we see that it reversed right at the 100%. Okay, so having said that, now we know why price reversed over here. Okay, there's a strong push towards the upside. Alright, so with this strong push, we can actually use Fibonacci retracement. Okay, using the same principle, using Fibonacci retracement, we see that market reversed and tested the 50% before showing a bounce. Right, if we were to look to the left, there's no strong level for reference at all because price is just so choppy around this area. Okay, so we know that price has reversed at the 50%, so let's just highlight the 50% and I'll put a support level over there. Okay, and I'll call this the daily support. So now price has really come back down and bounced, right? What I'm actually expecting price to do is same principle, this zigzag. I'm expecting price to actually go a lot higher in the longer term. Point 1, point 2, point 3. Open all Fibonacci ratios. Alright. The first level that price would actually have to go to, graphically speaking, is this 50% graphical resistance. Okay, the daily resistance. But of course, in an extension, the key ratios are always the 61.8 and the 100%, just like this move. Okay, so but let's just highlight the 50%. It's interesting that the 50% is at a swing high here because price actually reacted at the 50%. Okay, so the extension, we also want to highlight the 50%. Okay, so what I'm thinking price could do is push up, down, and come back up to the daily resistance. Now, very quickly, let's go down to the 4 hours. Okay, let me tidy this one up. Okay, so on the 4 hours, we just want to focus on this area. On the 4 hours, we also see that price had made a low, it made a high, it made a higher low, it made a higher high, and it made another higher low. Now, if we connect all this, price is clearly on an uptrend. Further, there is a zigzag pattern. So let's draw in the trend line first. Okay, it's okay to cut the wicks, but try not to cut the bodies. All right, so we have an ascending trend line, and let's use Fibonacci extension. Point 1, 2, 3. Open all Fibonacci ratio. Okay, we see the 100%. Okay, right at this level, which is actually quite close to where price currently is. So what I want to do is I want to highlight 100%. Okay, so I'm going to highlight 100% over there. Okay, and we know that price is actually on an ascending trend line, right? So with this 100% as sort of a resistance, okay, I can just call this the 4-hour resistance. All right, what I'm actually hoping for price to do is actually to test, break above, and then take off towards the daily, right? So there's a lot of waiting. Okay, there's a lot of waiting even for this ascending trend line. If I were to just draw a channel, okay, can tell that price is somewhat, okay, at the top, holding close to the top of the channel. All right. I prefer to use the trend line for presentation purposes. All right, so this is what I have on the 4 hour. I'll actually wait for a break of this, okay, before playing a push up all the way, okay, towards the daily. Now, and where will my stop loss be? Right, my stop loss. I'll take the retracement of the previous leg. This is the first leg, okay. Price actually bounced, so this is the first leg, right? So I'll take the retracement of the previous leg, low to high. Sorry, just adjust it a bit. Okay, open off Fibonacci ratios. Okay, we actually see that price reacted off the 61.8 but failed to break the 78.60. Okay, so let me just highlight the 78.60. Okay, so that is where my stop loss will be. Okay, why my stop loss is here? Very simple. The stop loss for me is the level which I know I am definitely wrong. Okay, so we know that price has actually tested the 61.80. Okay, for price to come back, test the 61.80, break below, test the 71.80, 78.60, and break below, it would mean that this bearish momentum is actually very strong. And that's the first factor. The second factor is it will have broken below this ascending trend line support. So for these two factors, I will know that my bullish idea is wrong and invalidated. So this is what I'll do. My stop loss is there, and my buy entry will be here. I'll wait for a break of this, so that once there's a break of this, I know for sure that there is no other resistance. It can just go all the way up to the recent high with this as my take profit. Okay, for those of you who want to play safe, I can just open up another one, the 161.8. All right, this can be intermediate, okay, or the partial take profit, just to play safe, right? For those of you who are a bit more low risk. Okay, the 161.8 is another key Fibonacci extension level. Okay, so this when price actually comes up, okay, when price actually comes up to this level, to the take profit, the partial take profit level, you can close out part of your position, and what you guys can do is actually move your stop loss to break even. So even if price were to reverse back, okay, you would have protected this chunk of profits, and you do not have to worry about any losses at all. Those are for the low risk people. Okay, for the high risk, if you want, you can just let your position ride all the way to the take profit. All right, so thanks everyone for tuning in to today's trade of the day. I hope you guys learned something. I wish you guys all the best and catch you guys tomorrow.